Welcome to Extra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. Yes, I was singing, dancing, and making my chest pop within my head. Within my head. Okay. With experiences, with going through things or just living life, I utilize and I take that information and allow it to shape a decision, reform a decision, or even bring pause and more questions to a tried true for me. There's a lot of examples, but there's one example that comes top of mind. It really is. Noobs, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for joining. Let's see if you stay to the end. If not, it's okay. Still, thank you. Thank you kindly. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every single day, but it's not every single day. It just feels that way. Why? Because we got a special, unique bond. We do. We don't know what to call it. One day, 1 century, 1 millennia, we will know what to call it, and we will retroactively say it is what it was, and it was what it always won't be. Or will be, for that matter. But sharing is caring. You shouldn't share everything. Sharing is caring, but you should not share everything. Non-verbal communicating peeps, I just want to just go ahead and keep giving you a SO to let everybody else know there's level to this. There's levels to this, and that's the level that you need to meet. That's the level that you need to be at. That's the level that you need to be striving for, because that is beyond greatness. It is beyond greatness. And with new information, with new experience, with new intel, I do allow it to enter in my database, into in my mindset, my mind frame, and maybe adjust a way I used to think, or a way I think, or a way that I leaning towards thinking. I'm not closed off to information. I'm not closed off for opinions of that matter. I'm not closed off, just set in a belief system, or just set in my beliefs that I think this is it. I think this is the way I think, and nothing else matters, because it is what it is. It's Manny being Manny. Sure, for some things, that's the case. Sure, it's a little bit of that. But for the most part, for the majority of the percentile and the percentages, that's not the case. And as most of you know, I've been on a little, not vacay, but I've been on a little sabbatical. And it's because I just needed to go through and do and utilize life, utilize lessons, utilize the universe to my advantages, and just push myself past boundaries, get myself in uncomfortable positions, get myself being comfortable with being uncomfortable, and just doing all sorts of things so I can grow personally. I have to admit, I have to admit that I actually, do, and that's the he, and not the ha, ha. I actually did miss not being able to vent, not being able to share, because sharing is caring, not being able to bring a voice to those who feel the same exact way 1000% as me. I felt that pain, but also the growth was worth it. The growth was worth it. And there's a bunch of stories that I got to get to, that I got to tell, but protect the guilty in the game, and gotta let it marinate. Gotta let it marinate, even though I'm the guilty in some of these instances. I gotta just let it sit for a little bit, see something, say something. Absolutely. Will I get around to it? You betcha. Right about now, maybe in bits and pieces, but not addressing it full stop. How, eh. Ver. However, there is something that comes top of mind that I definitely have to point out because I was going so hard. I was going so hard in the other direction. I think it's only right. I think it's only right that I just set the record straight. And it's not because that I'm changing or change. It's because I can see the other side now. I can see beyond the waves out in the sea. That is. I didn't know where I was gonna go with that. So I just figured I'd just do the sea and the sea. If you know, you know. And whatever for those who don't know, and that's probably the noobs, but it's okay. Nonverbal communicating peeps, you got it. Regs, you understand. Noob, that's still here. Thank you again. But let me break this down a little bit more better. And more better is what we say around here, and it's not a misspeak or not a misquote. None of that. The thing is, when it comes to traveling, when it comes to the aeroplane or the plane or the jet or the thing that goes very, very fast in the air, in the sky, that's not a bird, but a plane. That I always favored and I still do favor the window seat. And it's because I just don't like getting up all the time. I just don't like getting up. I like to look out the window and see what I can see. It's been my happy place for a long period of time now. But after having so many trips back to back to back, back to back to back, and having the opportunity to experience an aisle seat, I'm starting to reconsider it. I'm starting to think about things a little bit more and not better, but just a little bit more. Because the aisle seat, it's a different point of view. It's a different outlook. It's a different way to get to the end game. It's a different way to get to the goal. And it piqued my interest. It piqued my curiosity. I was able to have more room. I was able to leave the plane faster on my terms and not having to be let out. Although there's still some things about that that I truly don't like. As if this, well, I should say, as such as, there we go. I was going to get there. I was going to get there. I finally got there. I am there. We are here. And that's getting up, out, about when someone else within your row has to use the restroom. When the middle seat gotta go, you gotta get up. When the window seat gotta go, you gotta get up. And depending on how much they drink, liquids, fluids that is, or how much they can hold, fluids that is, you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to do that, and that sort of defeats the purpose with me because if I'm sleeping, which 9 times out of 10 I am, or in a relaxed state, getting up and sitting down, getting up, sitting down, and up, down, up, down. I ain't built that way. The room is nice. Having the space is nice. How can I put this? Being able to leave is nice. Oh, like on your terms, but it's not nice as a good nappy nap. And the regs know how much I value the nappy naps. The nap is like built in. The naps is like something that I live for. The naps are like happiness personified in a way by way of dreamland. And I know what some of you noobs are thinking. Some of you noobs are thinking, well, why don't you just upgrade? Why don't you just go to the next level? Why don't you just do first class or business class or one of those classes that mean that you ain't with everyone else? General pop. I'm gonna say I did do that once. The experience wasn't that great. The experience wasn't that good. I got left. I thought I had certain benefits, and I didn't have those benefits. By the time I made where I needed to go, they left me because they overbooked. And I'm not going to repeat said story for the rags who's already heard it, or the nonverbal communicating peeps that just felt it and know it. Noobs, you might want to go back and review the historical documents. Been there, done that, spoke on it, talked about it. I got questions. I think some peeps faking the funk on a nasty dunk. And I believe some just outright L to the O lying. L to the O lying. Or low key lying for that matter. Because there were certain things that I assumed, there were certain things that I thought about the first class that just didn't take place, didn't happen. And then when it's time for me to get on the plane was gone. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So that's why I'm still with my peeps. I'm still back in the gen pop. I'm still living that life. And that life is living me because it's what I know, it's what I enjoy, and it's what I'm trying to figure out at this present moment. Should I continue? Should I continue on doing what I'm normally doing? Even though I might give the others a chance. Definitely not middle seat. Had that, was forced to do that because of some things that won't be brought up now that will come up later because sharing is caring. But I need enough time for this to breathe. And as a one airliner that got on my dirty side, that got on my bad side, that made me feel some type of way, they was able to redeem themselves in the same trip ish. So no worries, we still cool. But the other one that I called out a long time ago, where you can go back and review the historical documents on, me and them, we still beefing. We beefing for different reasons, but we still beefing. And I'm just gonna chalk them up as to being one of the worst, but definitely not the worst because there's some that's worse than them that I just refuse to utilize or use, period. No much personal growth or experience is going to take me down that path of nothingness. If I want a bridge to nowhere, I'll make it myself. If I want to napalm something or blow it up, I'm blowing up myself. Call me kamikaze. I don't need anybody else to do it for me. And me giving them a chance, that's what that'll be. So I ain't about that life. That life, I can just avoid and just live vicariously through others, what I read about, or when they tell me or admit that it happened to them. And until then, I will be blind to those facts because that ain't me. I ain't trying to do that. I'm not trying to be in pain for pain's sake. If anything, I want to be prepared for a lot of stuff. So if the curveball come, I'm able to adjust on the fly. Able to adjust on the fly. Meanwhile, meanwhile, I'm still contemplating. I'm going to be up many, many, many nights having flashbacks of the moment in the moments I was in the aisle or had the aisle seat and just having all those memories play back in my head, having all those memories be something that I'm looking at and trying to compare and contrast to all the memories that I have and had when I was by the window and had my window seat. Right now, it got my interest. Right now, it's something that's gonna keep me up, but I cannot guarantee bird like voice. I can't guarantee that it's going to overtake it because There's something about tradition. There's something about history. There's something about when it's right is right, when it's wrong is wrong. I can't say that it's wrong, but I know it's right at the moment. And that's that window. I can look out. I can see things. I can visualize and take myself to a happy place where I'm not in a can with others squished together. Squished together. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the website at extravdgsports.com. That is XTRA, There's a YouTube as well. Extra VDG. Once again, XTRA VDG. Like, subscribe, share. Everything is there. Everything is there. And if you want to nibble and dip your toe into a little sportsy sports, check out vdgsports.com. New and improved website. I think you might like. If not, that's cool too. Regs, I'm going to hold off on you right now. I'm just going to say, noob that's still here, go ahead and pat yourself on the back. And I'm giving you a standing ovation, even though you can't see me. I'm definitely standing because you've done something that some cannot do, that most have tried but failed. You made it to the end. Thank you. You are one of us now. You are now a reg. If you do this one more time, it gets easier. It gets easier. When the light bulb comes on, it'll be more funner. And more fun is something I meant to say. All right, Regs, you know what time it is, but I'm not going to give it to you. Maybe next year, maybe a year from now, maybe in 2050. But as of now, I'm out. Peace.